There was another lively interactions among opposing councillors at the New Amsterdam Mayor and Town Council statutory meeting for the month of November 2023. More from Michael Can.
On Monday, the New Amsterdam Mayor and Town Council held its statutory meeting for the month of November 2023, where several areas of concerns were addressed, including the indiscriminate dumping of refuse by citizens, encumbrances along the public thoroughfares in the town, the absence of potable water in the municipal market, rogue town constables, and there was also an exchange of thoughts and interpretation over the use of the phrase "no transparency."
I'm not pointing finger and saying that there is no transparency. What I'm saying is, according to the accounting principles, that these source documents should be in place. These records should be in place, because when you have these records in place, it allows for transparency. So I'm not casting and saying, oh, at that time there's no transparency. I'm just talking about the accounting principles. If you had these systems in place, the records, the receipts, and all of these, I would say, well, okay, based on the accounting principles, there is transparency. So I'm not casting any, I'm not pointing it, I'm just pointing out what is not in place.
A response then came from the Deputy Mayor, Kirk Fraser.
May I ask that the camera remain clear so that we can have clarity on what was said from what was not said. Because I'm not saying, I listen carefully as the council speak. And all those who like-minded or who are fair, they understand that the word that was being implied demonstrated that there was some level of discrepancies. And I'm not happy, I'm not comfortable.
Alright, so in an effort to bring clarity to statements being made, I'm respectfully asking to have us replay the camera.
PPPC Town Councillor Nicola Luther then explained.
Even if you had a system then and it wasn't working, it's not clear, it's not transparent. To date, 2023, I mean, we should have a better system. We should have a better system in place for transparency. And obviously, receipts, because we don't have a computerized system, it's manual, so we should have like receipts as well as cash book, you know, which would accommodate the bank payment, and so that you don't have to wait on bank statement, you have your book right in front of you. So I just want to know if that system is now in place.
The Mayor, His Worship Wainwright McIntosh, and Mr. Fraser then added,
There isn't a final report on this issue, and to say that there is no transparency would be premature in nature. And by such means, I ask that word that is being used to be withdrawn from the statement, because you cannot have a premature. We have not written reporters yet.
The use of the word not transparent relative to the subject of that. The concern is using the term not transparent, sending that message out there to say the municipality is not transparent. I think along that line was the argument. Where you alluded to, you did not use the word not transparent.
Councillor Luther then responded after another statement by the Deputy Mayor.
What I'm saying, I'm not comfortable with the word transparency. There isn't a final report as yet. And until that final report, that is when we can say whether there wasn't transparency or there was transparency. There is no report. These were just preliminary questions that were asked. So until such time, we cannot cast a judgment that there is no transparency until we have the final report. And mind you, that audit of this municipality wasn't done for a number of years. Right? So it dates back since when? Persons would have died, persons would have resigned, and that is why Devon was placed in a position to sign off on statements that he's not aware of because of the absence of the state auditors auditing.
Not saying there is no
No, but
transparency.
you use the word.
Right? I said there should be transparency because when you're doing accounting, there are certain documents you're expected to have, there are certain records you're supposed to have.
Mayor McIntosh then concluded,
They have documents here that can be scrutinized, that are being used presently. I therefore ask that you withdraw the word of no the phrase of no transparency.